Hey, how you doing?
Who are you?
I'm your Uncle Buck.
Do I have an uncle?
Unfortunately.
When it comes to blending Christmas and humor, you cannot go wrong with a solid John Hughes comedy. When it comes to over-the-top comedic and perhaps physical humor, you can't go wrong with John Candy. But how is this Christmas movie different from another family Christmas movie written by John Hughes that came out the same year? Let's find out. I'm Meffistoe. Like, share, and subscribe because this is my review of the movie Uncle Buck.
I'm Anita Horgarth.
Buck melanoma. Molly Russell's wart.
Uncle Buck centers around the unconventional and, let's be honest, somewhat chaotic Buck Russell, played by the late great John Candy. Buck is the black sheep uncle of the family who finds himself tasked with taking care of his brother's kids when a family emergency arises. Buck isn't the first choice for the job because he's more about good times, gambling, and questionable cooking than he is at school drop-offs and household chores. The fact that he's hiding all this from his girlfriend is another reason.
You're not... Give me a... Oh.
Goodbye.
Now, Buck isn't your traditional family man, and his parenting style is far from conventional. As you might expect, things don't go smoothly, but his unique approach to family life, along with his big heart, helps him form surprising connections with his young niece and nephew, but gets him into hot water with the older teenage niece, which erupts into an all-out war between the two.
Hey, Buck!
Yeah.
Have a bad day today? It hurts when someone screws with your life, doesn't it?
First, let's talk about John Candy. When you think about this guy, it's impossible not to smile. He was known for playing big, goofy, and often enthusiastic characters in his films. But what really made him stand out is what makes Uncle Buck so special. Sure, Buck is loud, messy, and not exactly the type of guy you trust with your family's well-being, but Candy's performance shows us behind all that, there's someone who really cares, someone who's trying to make a difference, even if he doesn't know exactly how to.
I'm your dad's brother, all right.
You have much more hair on your nose than my dad.
How nice of you to notice.
I'm a kid, that's my job.
What's so brilliant about Uncle Buck is how it takes this rough around the edges kind of character and throws him into a fish out of water scenario. He is completely out of his element. Buck's lack of experience with the kids leads him into hilarious moments as he fumbles his way through caring for his niece, nephew, and of course that teenager.
Buck.
You got a game going somewhere, pal?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you're not gonna get any strikes sitting there, are you? Move it! Go on, get out!
The humor, though, is fresh, relatable, and it never feels forced. It's one of those films where you're constantly snickering, but also appreciating how genuine these moments are. Of course, a great performance is only as good as the material as it's given, and Uncle Buck has a fantastic script. John Hughes, who wrote and directed this movie, had a unique ability to blend in humor with heart. While Buck might be a bit of a mess, the story still conveys an important message about family, responsibility, and what it means to truly care for the people in your life. It's not just about Buck being a wild, fun uncle. It's about his own growth as a person and how he eventually earns the trust and respect of his own family. There's a lot of heart underneath all this humor, and that's what gives the film its emotional weight.
You ever hear of a tune-up?
You ever hear of a ritual killing?
While John Candy's performance is at the center of Uncle Buck, the supporting cast does a wonderful job of bringing the story to life as well. You've got the kids, played by Macaulay Culkin, Jean Louisa Kelly, and Gabby Hoffman, each bringing their own energy to the film. Culkin, of course, would go on to star in Home Alone just a year later. But here, he is fantastic as the older brother who's skeptical of Buck's ability to babysit them.
What do you do for a living?
Lots of things.
Where's your office?
I don't have one.
How come?
I don't need one.
Where's your wife?
Don't have one.
How come?
It's a long story.
Jean Louisa Kelly, who plays the rebellious teenager, provides a lot of emotional complexity in this movie, and her interactions with Buck are some of the most touching and sometimes insane moments.
How'd you like to spend the next several nights wondering if your crazy, out-of-work bum uncle will shave your head while you sleep? See you in the car.
Gabby Hoffman also shines as the younger child, offering the perfect balance between sweetness, innocence, and a little bit of a devilish character.
Why was your uncle microwaving your socks?
Can't get the goddamn washing machine to work.
Blasphemer!
And of course, we won't forget the comedy. Uncle Buck is packed full of great gags and physical humor, and there are truly iconic moments that have stood out the test of time. Whether it's Buck's interaction with a potentially dangerous neighbor or his attempts at basic parenting skills. The movie's humor is sharp, witty, and very much a product of its time. There are moments that feel like it's larger than life, but they are grounded by the authenticity of the characters. This, in combination with exaggerated humor and sincere emotion, is the hallmark of John Hughes' work, and it's a big part of what makes Uncle Buck a comedy that sticks with you for a long time after the credits roll. To sum up, I will highly recommend you watch this movie. John Candy's unforgettable performance as the bumbling yet lovable Buck Russell is the anchor for this movie, and the movie blends slapstick humor with genuine emotion in a way that feels as fresh today as it was years and years ago. Whether you're watching this for the very first time or revisiting it with fond memories, Uncle Buck is a movie that truly stands the test of time, just like most of John Hughes' works. And it is absolutely a movie you can sit down and watch during the holidays with your kids. And you'll get different reactions from them if they're aged below teenage years or at that teenage age.
I'm earning a keep. Uncle Buck's got me busting my hump.
He says a little hard work would put some hair on my chest.
I thank you for watching, and remember, hope is a good thing, maybe even the best of things, and no good thing ever dies. I'll see you on the next video.